The small, secluded town of Hollow Hill was shrouded in an eerie silence as the clock struck midnight. Shadows danced ominously against the walls of the worn-down cottages, as if whispering secrets to the dense forest that surrounded the village. At the heart of this foreboding place lay Bitterwood Trail, a path so infamous that only the brave, or the foolish, dared to tread it at night. Isabel Heathcliff, a young woman draped in a dark, flowing cloak, hesitated as she reached the entrance of Bitterwood Trail. Her heart pounded in her chest, but she knew there was no turning back. The town had been plagued with disappearances, and her younger brother, Thomas, was among the latest to vanish. Determined to uncover the truth and bring him back, Isabel forced herself to step into the moonlit path. Every crunch of the gravel beneath her feet sounded deafening in the stillness. The trees seemed to loom closer with each step, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal hands. Isabel clutched the locket around her neck, a gift from Thomas, for strength. With every passing minute, the air grew colder, and an unnatural mist began to swirl around her. Suddenly, a soft rustling in the bushes made her freeze. She squinted into the darkness, and her breath hitched when she saw a pair of glowing red eyes staring back at her from the shadows. Panic surged through her veins, but instead of running, Isabel steeled herself. She knew she had to face whatever lurked ahead if she was to save her brother. A figure emerged from the darkness, tall and slender, with an almost ethereal grace. His skin was pale as the moon, contrasting starkly with his jet-black hair. The vampire smiled, revealing glistening fangs, and took a step toward her. "Who are you?" Isabel demanded, trying to keep her voice steady. "I am Viktor," the vampire replied smoothly, his voice like velvet. "And you, Isabel Heathcliff, have ventured into my domain." The way he uttered her name sent chills down her spine. "Why have you come here?" he asked, though it was clear he already knew. "I'm looking for my brother," Isabel said, lifting her chin defiantly. "I know he's here." Viktor's smile widened. "Ah, yes. Young Thomas is quite a spirited one. But what makes you think you can take him back from me?" He tilted his head, studying her with amusement. Gathering her courage, Isabel met his gaze. "Because I love him, and I will not leave without him." She unfastened the locket and held it out. The sight of it caused Viktor to hiss and recoil, his eyes widening in surprise. "You possess more bravery than I anticipated," Viktor conceded. "But love alone will not save him. You must offer something in return." Isabel's mind raced. She had nothing of material value, but then it struck her. "Take me instead," she offered. "Let my brother go, and I'll stay with you." Viktor's eyes glittered with interest. "A noble trade. Very well, Isabel Heathcliff. Your brother will be freed." He snapped his fingers, and from the fog emerged Thomas, unharmed but dazed. Isabel rushed to embrace him, tears streaming down her face. "Remember your promise," Viktor reminded her, his expression darkening. Isabel nodded and whispered a farewell to Thomas, who was too confused to understand. As they walked away, Isabel turned back one last time, meeting Viktor's gaze with a mix of defiance and resignation. As the first rays of dawn began to pierce the horizon, Hollow Hill would wake to find one soul returned but another forever lost to the darkness of Bitterwood Trail.